Ito pa rin ang Frontliners. Kasama pa rin natin si Assistant Secretary Curly Garcia. Assistant Secretary, binanggit mo nga kanina, ang Syria po ay nasa alert level 4 pa rin. Sa inyong pagmumonitor dito sa bansang ito, meron pa ba tayong mga nationals na nakatira o ayaw pang umalis sa Syria?
Meron na tayong mga mahigit 2,000 na OFWs sa Syria na kinokontak natin, trying to encourage them to come home.
Ano yung mga rason kung bakit ayaw nilang umalis? Dahil sila may napang-asawang Syrian national o yung amo nila ay pro-protectan?
Meron, you're correct. Iba sa kanila may asawang Syrian nationals. Iba sa kanila masaya sa trabaho nila. Some of them work for diplomats who are there. Iba sa kanila talagang masaya sila doon. Talagang doon na sila. That is where the center of their life is. Nandun yung bahay nila. Nandun yung mga anak nila. So,
pag binabanggit natin yung gulo ng Syria, ito ba ay nasa buong bansa ba o it's just specific only to certain areas and the other areas are peaceful?
Well, it's hard to say kasi sometimes some areas nakukuha ng rebelde, some areas nakukuha ng gobyerno, no? So, but generally, it's not really yung, of course, Damascus, kuminsan tahimik, no? Pero sa ngayon, ang gobyerno is taking over, has already regained most of the country, no? So, yun ang ang feeling ngayon is that ang papanoorin natin yung election na sa June 3, as you know, si President Assad is running, is submitting himself for re-election. So, ang pinapanood namin ngayon, yan, kung paano, how that will play out. No? Siyempre, paano maging reaction ng rebeldes, kung magkaroon ng manalo, matalo. That's the one to watch after the election.
So, meron ba tayong nakikita na itong kaguluhan will slowly dissipate or it will still remain simmering?
It's hard to really say, you know, because although that's the Middle East,
yes,
it's hard to say which way it will go. It's just we just watch and we deal with facts so that we don't get lost.
And anyway, the embassy is always there.
The embassy is
always there to help.
We are there. Our primary interest is the repatriation of our nationals under the mandatory repatriation program. Of course, we always wish peace and stability for any of our fellow men. No? But right now, our interest we are pursuing in Syria is the mandatory repatriation.
Based on our records po, ASEC, ilan po ang nationals na napalikas natin?
About 6,000 ang pagkain.
Substantial na. Ngayon, punta naman po natin yung isang malaking bansa rin dito sa North Africa, yung Egypt.
Yes.
Alam po namin na Secretary Albert de Rosario nakabisita a few weeks ago dyan sa bansang Egypt. At kasama yata po kayo?
Oo, yes.
At ano yung pwede ninyong i-report sa bisita po ni Sec Albert sa Egypt?
Well, si Secretary Del Rosario bumisita sa Egypt upon the invitation of the Foreign Minister, si Nabil Fahmy. And as you know, Egypt has been we've had relations with Egypt for nearly 70 years.
70?
So
Wow.
2016 maging 70 years. There was a time Egypt was the only country that we had an embassy in Africa. And it covered all the 54 countries in the region. Ngayon, itong visit ni Secretary Del Rosario ay malaking milestone ho yun dahil matagal nang hindi nagkaroon ng official visit ang Philippine Foreign Secretary. And Egypt is very important to us. First of all, if you remember nung Arab Spring noong 2011, nag-evacuate tayo ng mga Filipino nationals from Libya.
Yes.
Nung kasagsagan ng gera. At being the closest neighbor, Egypt opened its doors to our doon dumaan yung mga 3,000 Filipinos pass that way. And also in the visit of Secretary Del Rosario to Egypt, they were able to sign 2 government-to-government agreements. That's the waiver of visa for diplomatic passport holders, and also the Memorandum of Understanding on Tourism Cooperation. Tapos, syempre, tinignan natin yung trade.
Yes.
At mababa yung trade. Ang feeling namin, the only way to push it forward is for closer people-to-people contacts. Kaya nagkaroon ng agreement ang FECC, the Federation of Egyptian Chambers of Commerce, at saka yung PCCI, to work together to increase bilateral trade.
Ilan po ang ating mga nationals sa Egypt?
We have more than 6,000 Filipinos in Egypt. Karamihan sa kanila married to Egyptians. As you know, if you go to the Middle East, most of the doctors are, and maraming Egyptian doctors, Egyptian engineers, at marami din Filipina nurses.
Yes.
No? So many of them get married when they're there, and then umuwi sila sa Egypt, doon sila nagmamigrate. So that's about the bulk of our Filipino nationals there. Meron din tayong mga scholars na nag-aaral sa Al-Azhar University. This is the oldest Islamic school in the world. I think it's even older than Harvard. So Egypt gives scholarships to Muslim Filipinos to study a moderate brand of Islam. And then, so I think there are about 600 to 700 Filipino scholars there. Tapos sila may mga pamilya na rin sila. May mga anak. Tapos meron din mga nagtatrabaho doon.
Are we planning to have a big anniversary event with Egypt in the next few years?
We should.
2016.
2016. 70 years is no joke, of friendship.
We just have to work on the other aspects more on trade.
Trade, yeah. Ang challenge ko kasi dyan ay yung distance between the Philippines and Egypt. Kaya nga dyan yung pumapasok, kailangan magkaroon ng air routes, magkaroon ng shipping lines para magkaroon ng increased trade.
Okay. Anyway, babalik ulit tayo. Dito ang Frontlines at papakinggan po natin ang ating mga kaibigan dito sa UNTV.